We are all a little depraved and debaucherous.
Yes, we are.
Here is the king of podcasts.
Barbie is now, by this weekend coming up, the third weekend, it's going to probably reach $1 billion at the box office. And by the way, it's already reached $800 million so far in the second week of showing. So I told you last week I watched a Barbie movie, and listen, I enjoyed it. If there wasn't anything else to watch this weekend, I probably would have gone to see it again. It's really nothing to me that didn't make me feel too out of place. Like if I would have had time Saturday, I would do it, but I have SummerSlam to watch this weekend, so we're going to nix that. Now, the Barbie movie has made a lot of money, and a lot of people have gone to see it. And I can tell you one of the normal trends that I saw the last couple weekends, going to the movie theater, when I went to go see it on Saturday of last week, and I keep looking every week I go, and I go to the mall, and I see the movie theater that's upstairs over there, and all the girls being dressed in pink, including the guys. There are those guys that are expected to go ahead and dress up wearing pink. Now, last week I talked about the Barbie movie, and we went into a lot of detail. You may remember that I went through and talked about how this movie really, we focused on the characters themselves and what the message really we got out of it. Which, listen, everybody wants to go ahead and take it in certain directions, whether it's the alpha males or if it's a feminist type of feel to it. I just appreciate all of you checking out the show. Okay? We're going to go into a different subject, but we're going to still focus on Barbie again because this is really a sticking point. The Barbie date. So there have been people that, girls that have asked their boyfriends or asked guys they were going out with to support Barbiecore, which is dressing like a Barbie doll or dressing in pink and, living positive and empowered and feeling pretty and privileged, all that good stuff. So there's that part. And so there's a couple of stories that got pushed out this weekend that make the point about a Barbie movie date. Kayla Kibb, who I normally read about on InsideHook.com, always has some good stories to go and give about that always catch my attention. So, every once in a while, I had to go and look at what she puts in a regular column over there to see what there is. But now at the moment, there wasn't anything that I saw of her in Inside Hook. I actually saw inside of Cosmo where she talked about it. So we got to go to that now. So this is what I got from Cosmo. Let's find out what level of casual massage do we have on our hands. So Kayla Kibb writes, a Barbie movie date is the perfect sexism detector test for the man in your life. Now look, as I said last week, I saw 3 boys, 2 girls, middle school age, maybe teenagers, 14, 15, 16, around there. I'm guessing 14 or 15. And there's 3 guys dressed in pink shirts and the 2 girls dressed pink dresses. But I guess to hang out with the girls, the guys had to go ahead and dress in pink. Okay. But now we're realizing that this is being used as a litmus test. So Kayla Kibb makes this point, and there's a couple others to talk about it, but let's go and get into this. So Kayla talks about she was hanging on the beach with a guy she's been seeing for the last few months, and he uttered the hottest words a man could say to a woman this summer. Do you want to go see the Barbie movie together? I never even thought about asking any girl to go see Barbie, but anyway. So she says yes. She was dying to see it, and it had been a minute since I'd went on a movie date and was excited to revisit the height of high school romance with my grown-up crush. By the way, she also wrote down and scratched out, give a hand job at the movie theater. That's good. Anyways, so she thinks, okay, getting all pinked out, going to go see Barbie is a sacred female ritual that should be reserved for the girlies and girls. No boys or Ariana Grandes allowed. If you heard the story about Ariana Grande, we can talk about that maybe next week. But I'm not going to worry about that because I like her and I don't feel like everybody else to go and throw her under the bus. I know, listen, she's dealing with somebody right now that was dating somebody or still dating someone that just had a kid with somebody else. And it's one of her co-stars in the movie Wicked. So there's that all going on. We won't talk about all that. We'll leave that there. So Kayla makes the point that the Barbie movie and going to the Barbie movie with a man can reveal some crucial intel. Is he a secretly sexist loser whose masculinity is fragile enough to be wounded by a movie about a doll? She goes on and says that, well, there's a part that I didn't see in here that I wanted to read, but unfortunately they put some other stuff in here, but I have to go along into the end of the story. She says, the general well-meaning type who doesn't think he's sexist has not done much in the way of unpacking his internalized misogyny and acknowledging the ways in which he, however unintentionally, benefits from women's subjugation. The Barbie movie is the perfect litmus test for what level of casual, interrogated sexism you've got on your hands. So it's part, will you dress up in dress code? Will you dress in pink with your girl or with the girl that you want to go out with to the movie? And how will you react to said movie once you start hearing what is being said? She says here that this is the perfect audience for a little Feminism 101 refresher. Now, she says that literally almost not every not vocally sexist straight man, the ones who identify as feminists in the sense, they don't actively hate women and do think we would deserve rights, right? We do deserve rights, or they do deserve rights. Good Lord. Look, I'm going to tell you this too. I am not a guy that is feminist myself. No. But I made the point where, listen, they talk about patriarchy. They talk about how Ken was being portrayed. I don't think the way that Ken was portrayed in his most misogynistic sense was good at all. You know, it's a stereotype. I don't hope guys don't have to necessarily be in that stereotype. You can just be men. They don't need to be acting like, oh, they got to be cowboys. You got to be drinking some certain kind of beer and act a certain way. I don't care for status seeking or clout chasing. I don't care about any of that. I like guys that are individualistic. You know, they're their own kind of guy, right? If you're this one kind of man, she says that she would think that watching this movie makes you squirm. It presents two things your average, sure, I'm a feminist guy, rarely, if ever, has to consider. A version of the world, number one, in which patriarchy doesn't exist, potentially. Uncomfy for a man who thrives under it, and yet has yet to realize just how reluctant he would be to see it go. Second, the ways in which women and other non-cisgender men very much still suffer from under it, something that is usually pretty easy for men to ignore or dismiss. I don't know. We understand that the Barbie character, Barbie can be whoever she wants to be. And she is. So Barbie Land is created as such. But yeah, guys, don't worry about Barbie Land being a real life. No, of course not. And if we did, why does it matter? Women should have to have their own dreams and fantasies. So Barbie Land is what they want. That's fine. Now, she also says here that women can vote and have jobs and bank accounts, and most men don't consciously want to enslave us, so that means we're all equal now, right? That Barbie makes it clear in easily digestible and generally non-threatening terms that we do not, in fact, live in such a world. This is the potential to be an understandably uncomfortable realization for a man who has never had to consider the women in his life are in fact suffering under a system in which he, of no direct fault of his own, prospers. Okay, look, you want to go and feel like there's still some inequalities out there? I don't know if there is. I'm not the kind of person that's going to go in that political route. All I know is that a guy shouldn't be bullied or feel like he needs to be pushed into a Barbie movie date where he needs to dress in pink to show solidarity. My deal is, I wouldn't do it. I mean, maybe, if I were married? I mean, what do I get from it? That's the whole point. The guys that really give a shit about this, they're not worrying about like what their ego is or what their misogyny is going to be, or, was going to be as a result. No, I don't think anybody cares about that. I just think they think, well, okay, you want me to dress in pink and go to the movie with you, so what do I get from it? That's the whole point. The guy doesn't care if he's getting laid. He don't give a shit. That's really what it is. I mean, if he's wearing pink, listen, there's some pink that actually looks okay. I'll tell you, when I was in my teens, there was a point where polos used to be in style when you used to wear them in pastels, right? The whole Miami Vice kind of thing was still going on. Early 90s still, because Don Crockett, Don Johnson or Sonny Crockett, he made it popular. So that was okay to do that here. So pink polo, yeah, I'd wear pink polos. I did it. There was one that I got that was a hand-me-down, and I wear it. Because it looked good. It was in a polo too, right? So I'm like, why not? So I did that. And so the thing is, in my opinion, if a girl decides to go ahead and ask for said boyfriend to go and wear it, if you think you're going to get something out of it, you think you're going to get something to where you get to be depraved and debaucherous, and who gives a shit? That's the point. But you don't need to do this because you're not really in any kind of relationship or any kind of real romantic kind of feel with them. Like, if it gives you brownie points, if it gets you something that you want, that's the only reason guys would even care about this. Otherwise, we're not going to give a shit about the movie. Most guys, there might be some guys that will be triggered a little bit by it, but who gives a shit? Those guys just need to realize, look, this is a movie that was initially made for women, and that's okay. Not for me, but that's okay. I kind of didn't figure it was going to be for me, but I got something out of it, and I thought it was fine. Really didn't have a big deal about it. But what about the ones that did? Because this is the part where women need to realize, okay, you might just be taking it a little bit out of proportion. So we take a story from New York Post. I canceled my boyfriend because he won't wear pink to the Barbie movie. This is a deal breaker. Really? Okay. So one woman canceled a date to the Barbie movie with her boyfriend when he refused to dress in pink. So there was a Reddit forum post that has been since deleted, and she asked, am I the asshole? Quote, the Barbie movie meant a lot to me, and I've been looking forward to this movie for so long. I asked my boyfriend to go to the cinema with me, both dressed in pink. It would show that he supports me, and it'd just be fun. Well, yeah, for you, not for him. Now, he agreed to watch the movie with me, but not in pink. Okay, listen, he's compromising. What is so wrong with that? So he's not going to wear pink. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you any less. Maybe something that you just might realize, listen, you got him to go to the movie with you. Hey, what if he's paying for everything? Paying for the popcorn, paying for the candy, paying for the dinner beforehand, whatever else you do after that. Ice cream, whatever you got, right? You go for it. But because of the fact that you're not wearing pink, that's for yourself. That's for you to feel like, look, I got my boyfriend to wear pink. That's you looking for status, looking for clout. Looking to say, look, I got power over him. I made him wear pink. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. She went on to say that all her friends' boyfriends dressed in pink, and her dad and brother would too. Quote, I wanted to make a whole event out of it, take pics of the booth. Pics would be for our eyes only, not social media. We decided to cancel the date since the mood is already ruined. We made this decision together. All right. So you think you're going to get everybody out to go do this right here because this is your moment? Like, what is this? You want to have your own Sweet 16 all over again when you're older? What is that? She shared that she wasn't asking for a lot. She just wanted him to wear a pink shirt. She also said that the roles were reversed and her boyfriend asked her to wear those hats worn in the Oppenheimer to the cinema. She would do it in a heartbeat. No. Sorry. Okay. So the deal is that we don't have anything that we make you wear, ladies, that would be to the same equal as wearing pink to the Barbie movie. There isn't. You know why? Because the truth is, women look good in a lot of things. Look at almost everything. Look good at almost everything. So that's not going to be the problem. We're not asking you to wear, jerseys like a sports fan. We're not asking you to any of that stuff. But to get a guy to wear pink, and by the way, what pink do you want? Do you want to wear a pink Barbie shirt? Do you want him to wear like a pink jacket like Ryan Gosling did in the movie as Ken? We don't know exactly what was the shirt. Was it a shirt that she picked out? Was it a shirt that he was going to pick out? For me, I wouldn't wear pink, especially because it's just a very bright shirt and it would look bad on my shape. I already look fat anyway. I just would look fatter just wearing it. Just didn't look right. You think you got to be skinny to wear pink. Guys. Girls is a different story. And there were about 7,000 comments. And there were some people that pushed back on her, said, number one, he's not Ken. He's not your accessory. He doesn't have to match you. Another one, how is your boyfriend turning up to a movie wearing pink showing support? It's just a movie, not a rally. Another one says, sorry, I love the movie and my partner wore pink, but because he wanted to. Make someone wear something they don't want to wear is a huge red flag and very problematic. Another commented, imagine throwing this much of a hissy fit for your partner not wearing pink. Right. And then another person wrote, this is a post that could only be written by someone under 25. I would really encourage you to ask yourself why this demonstration, if his love and care for you is wearing the color pink to a movie he's already going to solely for you. Does he not show you he cares in any other way, so you're grasping at straws to prove his love in some way? Are you unnecessarily being dramatic and immature and attaching some meaning to the action that there doesn't need to be? So, yeah. Some people did say that it was a fair request, and those people would say, quote, wearing a pink shirt isn't going to kill him, and people are acting like it's weird. It's not a huge ask. Another one, Jesus H. Christ, a number of dudes in this thread who think their dick will fall off if they wear pink or are seen enjoying anything perceived as even remotely feminine. Another one, these people in the comments are allergic to fun, magic, and happiness. I get where you're coming from. I grew up watching all the Barbie movies, and this film has a special place in my heart, too. Another one, it's a fun idea. Any guy that can't wear pink once for a big event has a lot of insecurity and fears about what other people think. Enjoy the movie with your friends or family. Okay. This is just status. This is clout. So if the guy doesn't want to do it, then he's not wrong. I think he compromised as good as you could possibly get. And the truth is, if it were me, I would probably just be more encouraging. Yeah, I'll go see the Barbie movie with you. I'm interested in it. Because I don't think guys would have been really too perturbed by it in the first place. It was necessarily, and the thing was, I'll tell you like this. What actually got me okay about the movie in the first place wasn't necessarily the first couple of trailers. It wasn't until I saw the trailer for the movie where they showed that part of the movie was going to be in real life and the reason for it. Like, that was like, okay, you got me on the story now. I don't care so much about the whole music and all this. I mean, the whole idea of wearing pink and the Barbie Land stuff. No, it don't matter. But it actually made for a better story. Like that part I actually saw. I was like, oh, they take Barbie and Ken to real life and they learn something from it and they come back. And, you know, things change as a result of what the real world did to instill in them. And then they turn it back around. There were lessons learned in this movie. And for the girls on the date, right? What we're learning here is the fact that the guys, because Ken went to the real world and realized, oh, yeah, you mean something more to the women out there. And that Barbie isn't just the end all be all, which is the one lesson you should learn. There are a lot of other women that will respect you and love you and appreciate you, even if she doesn't. So that's okay. Barbie realizes, you know, that she really wanted Ken more than she really thought, which is nice too. But the women also realize they do want the men in their lives. They need to coexist. And sure, you want to be prude. You want to still be like, you know, holding back from, you know, not being, feeling like you're being like a slut or a whore. Sure, that's fine. I get it. But the whole deal is, there's nothing wrong here with if a guy does make the compromise, that the guys can learn something from this too. That's all I'm saying. For me, I got certain things in the movie. Let's roll. I can watch Margot Robbie and just about anything, okay? I went and saw two movies that tanked in the box office in Amsterdam and Babylon, but you know what? She was in it, so I'm watching. I think the woman's gorgeous, and I just love her. Something about her in movies, I'm watching, okay? And so I go through that. And by the way, she doesn't always have to be looking good. Look at I, Tonya. She was great in that movie. A lot of range. So I went for that. The music in the movie I already told you I loved. I was into it. And all the other stuff that were telling me to kind of tell me, oh, you know, watch out for this. You're going to get triggered by seeing this. I don't care. I really didn't. So I didn't mind the part that if I had the girl that wanted me to go see the movie, I wouldn't have worn pink. I'll tell you that for a fact. It's just not a color I will like. It's not anything else. It's really, I mean, that's why they always talk about with pink, that's more of a feminine color. Now, there are plenty of guys that wear pink, and they might feel okay and comfortable that they're definitely masculine, they're definitely heterosexual. But hey, listen, there are a lot of people that are gay or bisexual or, you know, swing a different direction. Hey, go right ahead and wear pink all you want. Really. No scratching off my back. It's just not my type. It's not my color. It doesn't fit me. So that's no big deal about that. And that should everybody else should feel the same way about it too. Just saying. So that story got out there and really brought people on board. Another story said the same thing about, is the guy Knuff. So there was a woman from Cologne, Germany that also used the Barbie test. And she used it on her her dating profile, excuse me. Man, I'm fumbling all over the place and I'm not going to go back and correct it. I'm just saying. Quote, "What are your thoughts on the Barbie movie?" she asked. Because if a guy really doesn't want to see it, or he's not open to talking about it, or what's even worse yet, if he's seen it and he thinks it's not a good movie or he doesn't get the point, I think it's a kind of a no-go. Her boyfriend passed with flying colors, and she shared her boyfriend's reaction to the film on TikTok, and she originally planned to glam up in a pink dress and enjoy the movie alone because she didn't expect him to be interested in Barbie until he asked to join her, thinking of a baby pink shirt to match her outfit. So he went along with it. So that's one side of the fence when it comes to a TikToker that was really happy that her boyfriend decided to go to the movie with her and not just go to the Barbie movie, but also dress in pink in solidarity. Now, how about another woman, Katie Alvarez, Vancouver, British Columbia, age 21. She said she can't relate to all the women lamenting that their boyfriends didn't understand the movie. She said her boyfriend suggested and planned a whole outing, including finding a Barbie-themed outfit for himself that specifically matched hers. After the movie, she said he listened to and validated the thoughts she shared about navigating the world as a woman. Quote, "I have a lot of friends who had boyfriends who were like, that has nothing to do with me, or like, I'm not interested in that, so I don't want to go watch it. A lot of men just see Barbie and are like, no, but I think I'm surprised to have a man who let me have my opinion and not try to put his own spit up." Right. But I'm also of the age, in my age, I remember Barbie being a Barbie doll, and, every cousin or niece or, every young girl had Barbie dolls growing up. For years, it's been like that. And it was fine. Oh, no big deal. I didn't make a big thing about it. It was like the idea of Barbie, giving this whole idea, this personification of what beauty and youth and, empowerment is. That's cool. I think what Barbie represents is pretty cool. No problem with that. And I look at everything else and I'm like, my problem was that what was going to happen, because Barbie represented something different in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s. It's much different now. Because what I also imagine is there are some women out there that really downplay Barbie and don't like the fact of what she represents. Until they decided to go ahead and say, well, Barbie's not just blonde hair, blue eyes. There are Barbies in different cultures and races and creeds and all that stuff. Fine. So Barbie's beautiful. And there are a lot of beautiful women that can be like Barbie. That's cool. I can live with that. I'm all in with that. And so guys deciding to go along and do it, no big deal. That's okay. And they went along and did it. No big deal at all. I think that's pretty cool. Now, in the story about the Reddit lady that also got upset, she says that she merely wanted him to unleash his inner Regina George to wear a pink shirt. Got it. So remember that the idea is Regina George, Mean Girls, Rachel McAdams. I got a thing for Rachel McAdams, just saying. I watch her in movies whenever. It doesn't matter what she's in, I'm watching her. So doesn't make a difference if Mean Girls are wearing pink. That's the other thing too. It's like, okay, there's another movie that every girl wears pink because that's the gimmick, right? But are they necessarily acting like Barbie dolls? I guess, in a way. But, everybody's all caught up on them. It's like, I'm not so much into that either. Doesn't make a difference to me. It's just, everybody's just got to calm down about it. So look, after all this is said and done, the Barbie movie date is a thing. Barbiecore is a thing. Women being dressed in pink, I think it's wonderful. It's a beautiful color on women. Wear it to your heart's content. Let me tell you, I see a lot more women in pink dresses, and I'm like, you know what? You look beautiful in it. Go along. Enjoy the Barbie moment and live it. Because honestly, I think, Barbie is a good role model. It works out for young girls. And for the girls that want to kind of dress up like Barbie dolls again, I'm all for it. I'm all cool about it. And the movie does not bother me one bit. Not at all. I think the understanding of what Ken got out of it, actually, I appreciate it. That's just me. All right, I want to do a few things of housekeeping before we go and wrap things up for the program. First of all, I now told you last week I'm basically going to abandon the ddradio.live address for the website. It's still going to be up there for another month or so, whatever, but it's going to expire. I'm going to let it expire. And if you want to go and continue to catch the show, well, you can find it at kingofpodcasts.com. I redesigned the website. Trust me, it's just simple. So you go there, you go down, and you'll find the Praise and Debaucherous there on the page, and you'll find the last 4 episodes. Plus, you can click on the icon so you can go and go to the site itself. Okay? There's still going to be a website for Depraved and Debaucherous. You'll just find it there. Just click over there to go to the website, and you'll find all the past episodes and where to subscribe, all that good stuff. What I also want to make a mention of is that I have decided to do a new series because yours truly, King of Podcasts, is now celebrating 18 years in podcasting. My 19th year is beginning now, as of August 1st. And I decided to do something really different as an extra show. I now have a new series I'm going to be starting up called Podcasters Row. This is simple. I'm going to be talking to other fellow podcasters. I'm putting out an open call for those that want to be on the show and talk about their podcast. We talk about how their podcast is all about, the little ins and outs, the behind-the-scenes stuff behind it, and what they like to talk about, and talk a little bit about what they talk about. Give a little taste of it. So 10, 15 minutes per episode, we'll take a featured podcast, give them time to talk about it, and talk to them about it. Podcasters Row. You can find it also coming up, kingofpodcasts.com. There'll be more information about that in the coming days. Honestly, I should have episodes starting to come up pretty quickly. I just got to get them scheduled and booked. But I already have 4 or 5 people so far that have asked to go ahead and be on the show. So response is going to be easy. If you want to go ahead and be having your podcast featured on Podcasters Row, then please reach the website, kingofpodcasts.com. kingofpodcasts.com. And there you go. That's the show for tonight. Thanks for listening in, finding the show as you always do. Remember, you can always find the show wherever you find podcasts. And that's Apple and Spotify. Make sure to go ahead and do, if you haven't done so already, make sure to go ahead and pick up the show there, rate and review it so you can go ahead and put it up there as well. I'd really appreciate it. Remember, you can also find yours truly on TikTok, Instagram, Trends, X, Facebook, at King of Podcasts. And with that said, come back next week. We'll do another episode. And if you're going to go on the Barbie Movie Date, the real litmus test for the guys is she going to do like Caleb might do? Give you a hand job at the movie theater. Maybe the girl taking you out to Barbie, if she gets you to dress pink and go to the movie with her, maybe she'll end up being a little depraved and debaucherous.